So welcome back to my channel. This is Lou's 2 Cents. I hope that if you're not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that little bell so you get all the notifications and all the great things and all the videos to come forward. Talking 3 new fragrances, and I haven't made a longer video in a while because I just felt for a while there that it was more important for somebody to not have to sit there and go through a whole long video, but to just be able to search something and see a short on something that they may want to know about and have a quick 60-second or 2-minute review. But here we are, I'm talking 3 new fragrances from MINE Perfume Lab, and I told you guys I would be back when I got some new ones, so here we are. So up first, the fragrance we'll be talking about is Carme. Now all 3 of these fragrances I have already tested on my skin, on fabric, and kind of have my own little breakdown of them and where I feel they go and how they develop, if they do develop. Because MINE Perfume seems, it can be a little linear with at least the trend that I'm kind of seeing. There's very subtle differences in the way the fragrance breaks down. And like I've said before, these are all very natural smelling scents. There's nothing synthetic about MINE Perfume. But anyways, talking Carme. Now the first thing that I noticed with this is the saffron and bitter almond. It's basically Baccarat Rouge 540. You can get a lot of interpretations of this. To me, it's not as sharp. It's a little bit more subtle. It is spicy. It's very sweet. I love that there's a couple fragrances that come to mind when I think this, but the first one is Baccarat Rouge. The next one would be like Al Hedamane's Amber Rouge, I think it is. I'd have to go get the bottle, but either way, it reminds me of that. It comes off very sweet. It's a little strong with the projection. Nothing too offensive though, because I've worn this. I wore this out. Me and my buddy went out to get us some drinks at a bar that we know, and didn't get any complaints about, oh man, like that's so harsh. Most people seem to enjoy it that came across me. I got a couple compliments. This is something that I could wear out, obviously, on the night out. I could wear kind of, I would say, not universally, but it's pretty well-rounded. It's something you're not always going to wear because of the sweet notes and the way that it comes off as like a very sweet memory. But it is something that you could wear in most situations in summer, spring, fall, and winter. Me, personally, I would wear this in fall and spring, just when the months are a little cooler and it's a little more easy to distinguish in that cold air or just in the cold settings. But yeah, very nice perfume, very nice cologne, unisex. Definitely something that goes for a little bit of an older crowd. I think most of their fragrances kind of do that. I'd like to get Illyria to see how that feels because it's an aquatic fragrance and how that like age range kind of plays. But either way, very nice fragrance. Definitely check it out. And the next fragrance we'll be talking about is one that's a little similar to it, but not totally, at least in a sense. Anyways, it's Vanilla Smoke. Now, what I love about Vanilla Smoke is that everybody who gets a smell of this thinks, man, this is killer. And it is. Vanilla Smoke's probably one of my favorite ones so far. And it really does come across that way. It comes across like a smoky, ambery vanilla. And what I love about that is that it reminds me of Carme a little bit, but it also reminds me of Amber Plus Smoke from Michael Malal. And that's one of my favorite fragrances right now. Within the past 8 to 9 months, it's been one of my favorites. But Vanilla Smoke comes off very zesty citrus with a nice dose of rich blonde tobacco. It doesn't feel dirty. It doesn't feel wet. It feels like it's a nice, dry, just rich tobacco. Like maybe not blonde, but when you smell the fragrances with blonde tobacco, this is kind of the vibe you get. Now this I do feel is also a little bit not universal, but a little bit more diverse. You can wear this in spring, summer, fall, and winter. I would obviously wear it probably in a little bit lighter weather and during the holidays, because this gets compliments. But I don't know if everybody feels that it pulls off well in the summer and the hot heat. I don't really wear it for the hot heat. I'll, obviously a nighttime scent, but I'm going to wear this when it's a little cooler on the air. Maybe when it's like a 70, 68 degree night, but definitely when it's like 50 to like 60, this is a killer right here. Definitely lasts a little bit longer than Carme, in my opinion. just because it kind of lingers a little bit better on the skin. Carme, I think, does a little bit better on clothes. But yeah, a little bit more mature fragrance, very sexy. It kills with younger, older. I've gotten compliments from both sides of the spectrum when it comes to age ranges. I've gotten guys that've been like, dude, what is that you're wearing? It smells really good. So yeah, I mean, Vanilla Smoke is a killer. So it's my favorite one out of all of these so far. I would say with Visivo, it's right there because I've obviously given you guys a breakdown of that as well. So, I mean, it's really good. For last but not least, the one that I think is the most complicated out of the three, and that is Shamrock. Now, when you think of this, obviously, you think of like leprechauns. I don't know why I think of like green. I think of, it's, spring, things of that nature, like Irish Spring kind of pops in your head. But no. This is the most complicated one because it comes across, off the atomizer, it comes across a little soapy, but it's not soapy, so don't get scared of that. It's warm, it's whiskey, it's honey, it's vanilla, I think there's some tobacco in it. I mean, it's a very complicated, sexy fragrance, but I think it's made for a certain time of year specifically, and I do not think summer is the one. I mean, this is a nighttime fragrance. This is not something I'd wear in the day unless I felt like I could just a couple spritzes because it is aggressive off the top. It settles down much better. It isn't so pungent to the nose. It smooths out really well with the vanilla and the whiskey and the honey. I think the whiskey note kind of falls back a little bit because it's a combination of the three. And the honey and the vanilla and everything else kind of plays a part in it. A little bit of the florals. I think there's jasmine in this. But this is something I'm wearing in the spring. This is something I'm wearing in the winter. Maybe in the fall. I don't know. I have to smell it in the fall. Right now, I like the smell of it, but I could tell it's just coming off a little bit more aggressive. And I've worn it. It's 90 plus degrees outside every day, so it's probably not the best time to be testing this out. I've just at night, on the hand and on the shirt or on a piece of tester cloth or strip, I'm sorry. And it is very nice, but it's complicated. And I think that everybody who smelled it thinks the same thing. It first starts off with a nice dose of whiskey and that combination of honey and vanilla. It's warm, but it's a little bit, I don't want to say off-putting, but it's a little bit soapy or like a little bit, I don't even know how to word it. Maybe a little waxy, but it settles down so nicely. And I mean, it's a grown man fragrance. This is the most mature out of the three, in my opinion, because of the combination of notes. But I do think that this is something for a man who has confidence, who knows what they want. They smell this. I think somebody who smells this and thinks, oh my God, this is amazing, that's their fragrance. This fragrance for me is something that I can't wait to test out in the colder weather at night. It's definitely something that's going to get noticed. It's just, I got to figure it out. It's one of those fragrances that aren't that simple. Like Vanilla Smoke and Carme, I feel like I could find that situation easy. Date night, night out. Shamrock, same thing, but it's like, how much can you put on? How much does it last? And where does it go in the different weather? So that's really where it's at for right now. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you like and subscribe. And I hope you're going to stop back. And I hope I see you again. Take care.